Hi guys, I'm back at the London Concours at the Honourable Artillery Company. I just couldn't stay away, so I've come back on a Thursday, the final day of the 3-day event, and today is actually what they're calling a supercar day. And befitting the supercar day, you can see behind me a lineup of supercars, and most of these are from the drivers club called the Drivers Union. It's a supercar club. It's one of the biggest supercar clubs here in the UK. And let's just walk along and check out some of these cars. Now, there's some very obvious supercars on this side, so we're just going to go through them, but there's something very interesting on the other side, so stay with me. I'm going to get to that one right at the end. So what we've got here, obviously a load of Ferraris. I want to know what you guys think of this car over here and the color, because this is the new Ferrari Roma. It is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful thing. La Dolce Vita is the inspiration for this car, and it's probably one of the latest cars. It's loosely related to the latest version of the Ferrari California. So it's kind of based on those underpinnings and that engine, that drivetrain. But it is a car on its own. It's more of a style statement, I reckon. And you know, personally, I tend to call this, and whisper this, I don't know if the owner's around, I tend to call this the influencer's Ferrari. Because it's all about image with this car. It's all about beauty. It's all about presentation. Moving across the Gallardo Lamborghini, to me, I still prefer the Gallardo over the later one. I still prefer the Gallardo. And my highest road top speed was in the Gallardo, in the Superleggera, so yeah, that's a special place for me. And we've got the beautiful Ferraris, but I'm going to move past these because I want to move to the classics, the legends. And of course, when you talk about legends, Ferrari F40, of course, I've already covered this in one of my previous videos, the supercar video on this channel, but to me, that's still the holy grail of Ferrari, the last car that Enzo signed off, and the first car that I queued up outside of Hamleys to buy a Borrego model of, so to me that's still very, very special. Next to it is a Testarossa. There is no car more 80s than a Testarossa. But next to the Testarossa, 328, GTS I think, the Targa GTS, right? And beautiful. To me, this epitomizes a Ferrari. Like, to me, if I had to get a Ferrari, I think it would be that one. Because, and it's so Magnum, isn't it? Magnum PI, it's got to be that one, right? And then, of course, check this one out over here. I love the color on that. Flecked kind of black on it, gold wheels, matches the beige interior. Very, very nicely done. You're talking about color, spin over to this side and take a look at this thing. This is crazy. So this thing is a Novitec Ferrari F12. It's quite crazy in this color. It's sort of a matte green. Certainly stand out, certainly very brutal, very aggressive. Not sure it's something I would go for. Now, let's walk around the back of these cars because I want to ultimately get to the one that I really want to talk to you about. And at the back here, again, more Ferraris. There's a McLaren over there as well. And we have got a 348 Ferrari. Not much loved originally, but they're now starting to gain traction and the values are going up and the desirability is going up on those ones. So honestly, like, if you can find one of those now, you should snap them up. And forget all the stories about whether they were dynamically good enough or not. That was of its time. Now it doesn't matter because now it's just a classic Ferrari, right? Similarly, the Dino at the end there, which I'm not going to focus too much on, but those also now, not the Dino that most people recognize as the Dino, but it is a Dino, and they're starting to come of their own as well, and the values are starting to increase on those. But I want to just come with me. I want to just show you this one because I was flabbergasted, and I don't use that word often, to find this car here because there were only 350 of these ever made. And these are extremely rare. Like, it's really, I've only ever seen, I saw one at Goodwood one time. I saw one at the Kuwaiti Classic Car Museum some years ago, about a decade ago. And then there was one that used to live at Tomini Classics in Dubai, but they sold that. That was a white one. So this is probably the fourth one that I've ever seen in my life. Actually, tell a lie, probably the fifth one, because I saw one at the Toyota Museum in Japan. And talking to the Toyota Museum, that's where, of course, they keep the one and only convertible version of this car, because that was created obviously for the James Bond movie, and they chopped the roof off because Sean Connery couldn't fit in it. He was too big. So that's why there was the one and only convertible version of this car. But honestly, I'm absolutely crazy about this right now, and I've just noticed that the owners just walked up to the car.
Okay.
What's your name?
Jane Weitzmann.
Jane Weitzmann. And this is your car?
This is my car.
2000 GT?
Yes, that's
How
right.
long have you had this?
I've had this about 15 years.
Wow. And where did you find this? Because these are not easy to get. These
Japan.
are extremely rare. You got it from Japan?
Yes, this was the second one because we negotiated for one and agreed a price and everything, sent the money over to the intermediary, and then the Japanese owner said, I'm not letting it leave the country. So
Oh, right.
we then had to search again and found this one, brought her over. She needed a bit of restoration, but not too much.
How many of these in the UK do you know?
Probably half a dozen, maybe.
Right, so this is one of 6 that we're looking at right now.
Yes, possibly even less. And
Wow.
I think there's only 2 or 3 that are actually sort of finished and
Running
good.
and that can be
Yeah.
used. And how often do you take this one out?
We take it out sort of regularly. I wouldn't say we overdo anything because we've got a few cars, so but we take them all out regularly and make sure they're all exercised, because if you don't exercise them, they deteriorate.
So final question. This is an oddity, it's a rarity here. Why the 2000 GT? Why did you want to get one of these?
I specialise in collecting rare and quirky cars.
Brilliant.
So this is a rarity, so naturally she's part of the collection.
Thanks so
Absolutely.
much for taking the time to talk to me.
That's a pleasure. Nice
Awesome.
to talk to you.
I love this thing. Awesome. Thank you
Cheers.
so much. So that was cool. We managed to get a few words with the owner of this extremely rare car, and probably my favorite car of today, I'm going to say. That's even before I've gone inside, but I've been inside before, so I'm going to say it. This is my favorite car of the day. So there you go. That's a quick walk around of the supercar area of today's event here at the London Concours. More content on this channel. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy and hit the bell icon and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Whilst you're at it, subscribe to browncarguy.com and follow me on social media by just searching for my hashtag. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even on TikTok. If you love my content, then please consider sponsoring and supporting it, and you can do that over at patreon.com/browncarguy. And you know what? You can use my platforms to promote your product, service, or brand. My YouTube channel is now closing in on 3,000 subscribers as I record this. Total views are nearly 500,000, and the reach just over the last month is nearly 1 million. So join these amazing people as my patrons, including Mohammed Umaid in the UAE, Partha in India, a tech guru and social media consultant. Find him on parthans.com. Tom Conway Gordon here in the UK, Isaac Beauchard in the US. He's got some great deals on cool cars at bespokeautos.com. Reza Adil, check him out at Alizadeh Cigars on Instagram. Mohammed Qasim, business consultant. You can find him at wehms.com. Siraj Abbasi at Tiles Italia on Instagram for luxury floor and wall tiling. Mark Waddell in Canada. Zach Kogiani, a globe-trotting pilot with amazing images for sale at zachkogiani.com. And last but not least, my school chum Shaheer Hakki. Thanks for watching. More cool vids on the way. Catch you again in the next one.